Coach, you guys have had a couple nice wins recently. You're coming off a victory at Faribault. Do you want to just take us through that game and what stood out in your eyes?
Well, I think the most exciting thing about the Faribault win was that we were both undefeated in our section play, and that really propels us to a good chance of getting the number 1 seed in the section. The girls played really well. I guess I'm a little surprised by a 5-1 victory, but the main thing was that we worked hard the whole game and didn't really let up, and team defense was outstanding once again.
Okay. How significant is that top seed for you guys? I know it does come with a bye.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's overly. I mean, it's a goal for the girls to get to the section finals this year, and it just kind of solidifies the fact that we had a successful season more than anything. At the end of the day, you're going to have to still win 2 games in order to make it to the state tournament. I think for us, more importantly, it gives us the last change. In hockey, the home team gets the last change, and that allows us to do things defensively against their top lines, make sure we have the right personnel out there. It gives us a bye that first game, which will be nice. And then I think also maybe gives us a little bit more of a favorable matchup playing the winner of the 4 seed and the 5 seed versus the 3-6. So.
Okay. Now, you guys shut down Megan Berglund, their top scorer, and you played well on defense for most of this season. I think one of your phrases is defensive zone coverage. That's something I've heard quite a bit. Can you explain what you guys are trying to do in your defensive end and why you've been able to do that so well this year?
Well, part of the reason we've been successful defensively speaking is I really believe that the strength of this team's built around our goaltenders and then our core 3 defense, and then with Haley Johnson mixed in with Rose, Ellie, and Jackie. We also play what I would describe as a tight zone, D-zone coverage, meaning we're a little more conscientious in front of our net, and we give up the long. We don't quite open up the ice as much as some other teams do to get out of the zone. We take care of the puck in our zone a little bit more conservatively. But the other thing is the girls overall do a great job of coming back and helping the defense out, coming back and not, just saying, "Oh, the defense have it." They come back, and when the forwards come back, we call that back checking, and they do an excellent job of on that end as well.
Any talk about your defense needs to include Rose Oliva. I know you've nominated her for the Miss Hockey Award. If you had a chance to talk with the people at Let's Play Hockey, if you went before that selection committee, what would you tell them about Rose? What do you think they need to know in making that decision for the award?
Well, I think with Rose, and we'll soon find out if she's a finalist. Certainly she's our own Miss Hockey down here in Red Wing. I mean, our program's been propelled, to higher levels because of her, and certainly being a great leader. But I think the Miss Hockey Award is not necessarily always driven by the best hockey player in the state, and I think that's what characteristics that Rose, besides being a great hockey player, is the community service she does. She's one of the top students at Red Wing High School, and it's all the little stuff, the great character, and those types of things. So.
Okay. Well, Rose is one of 2 seniors on this team. You guys have your final home game of the year, regular season home game, I should say, against New Prague coming up. Can you talk about that other senior, Jackie? What has she meant to this program?
Jackie is just as important to this team as Rose, and what she provides. She besides being a terrific player, she's on the ice a ton relative to other defense teams that we play. She's out there the most of their average defense. But the thing that's great about Jackie is she's such a great leader. She's a 2-time captain. She is undoubtedly the motivator on this team. She's the one that organizes team events, and I think if you asked all the younger girls, they'd probably tell you that Jackie's the captain, and then Rose is kind of, is captain too, but not in the way that they think of a captain in so many terms. So Jackie's just been impressive and has done so much for us.
Okay. Well, Coach, I know last year we talked about how Rose carried a bulk of the scoring load early, and then as the year went on, some of the other girls picked it up and it was more balanced. That seems to be the trend again this year as well.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's been the case?
Well, I think it's the thing that, I hear 2 criticisms or a couple criticisms. One criticism is that you never take Rose Oliva off the ice. And, some of that is exaggerated by some of my peers. She does come off the ice more than twice a game. It's certainly more than twice a game. But and for the longest time, our scoring was predicated on how well Rose did, and that certainly hasn't been the case since the back half of last year. And I think if you look at our scoring the last couple of games, Lydia picked up 3. I think Nicole picked up 3. Lydia picked up 3. I think a couple other girls, Annie Gorman and Paige, have certainly been in the scoring in the last couple weeks. So it's Rose is certainly, she looks like she can score at will, but when she's comfortable pushing the puck and controlling the tempo, she's almost like a point guard in that way. She's around making everyone better, and so it hasn't been all that critical to get her that.
Okay. Can you compare where the team you think is at right now as to where you guys might have been last year going into the section tournament?
Yeah, in some respects, I think we're a lot further along than we were last year. Last year was kind of a magical run. It was fun that it was the first time we've ever had this success, and the team was certainly motivated and rallied around Quinn. So it all kind of felt exciting, but I think we're a better team this year. I think all the younger forwards, the freshmen, and the 8th graders and sophomores now, they're all just a year older, and they're a lot better. And they certainly we're kind of elevating our game and doing things in the offensive zone that we weren't able to do last year. And I think you're seeing that with the scoring coming from kids other than Rose.
Okay. Coach, I appreciate your time today. I just want to ask you a couple more quick questions, big picture program questions. You guys have had the JV for the first time this year. I know that some of those third-line players are able to play in both games. Can you talk about how that's affected them and the difference that's made?
Yeah, I mean, it's made a huge impact, actually, and not only for the kids that don't get a chance to come up to the varsity level, but those kids that kind of float in between. And the kids that are floating in between are playing a lot more than they did last year. And I attribute a lot of that to having the JV program. They're getting their experience and practice down there during the games, and then they come up. I use the last 2 weeks, I've probably used a third line more than I have at any other point in the 4 years that I've been coaching, and a big part of that success is the JV program, and ultimately we need that to be successful. I mean, we can only take it so far with skating 2 lines and 3 defense, you know.
Okay.